The market pulls back to our support box and tries to bounce. Are the bulls ready to charge? This is Invest with Jacob. Okay, guys, so in yesterday's video, we talked about how the market should pull back into our support box and look to rally from there, and that's basically what we saw on Thursday. The market dropped into our support box, and the bulls started to bounce at the end of the day. The question is it a bounce, or are the bulls ready to rally? I'll get into that in just 1 second, but first, if you're new here, welcome to the show, guys. My name is Jacob Gabbard, and this is Invest with Jacob, where we use Elliott Wave Theory to break down the SP500 and the NASDAQ. I highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button down below so that you can get our daily S&P updates, our trade setups, and our buy alerts. All right, guys, before we jump into the chart, I talk about this all the time, but we are changing people's lives here. People who were losing traders and never made money before are now seeing green accounts for over a year. Some of them have been here for half a year, and they're excited for what's going on. We're making money. We're showing people how to make money in the stock market no matter what's going on, and we would love to have you be part of that team. So if you'd like to know more about that, stay tuned for later in the video. For now, let's jump into the chart and take a look. Okay, guys, so here we are on the 1-hour futures chart of the S&P 500, and we see the market move down into our blue support box that we had on the screen yesterday. They made a low around 3,900, and then they started to bounce from there. Now, some of the bullish evidence that we've been talking about is you want to see divergence on the MACD, and while ever so slight, we did get positive divergence on the MACD on the low. So we do have positive divergence. It doesn't mean that that's great positive divergence or they can't come lower, but it is usually a strong sign of a reversal. We also got what looks like a micro 5-wave count up off of that low. And if you watch this video or these videos for any amount of time, you know that I'm a huge fan of Elliott Wave Theory, and that's what I preach. However, I am also very adamant about the fact that Elliott Wave Theory's biggest weakness is in the micro counts, as they can get very sloppy and overlapping, and the macro counts need to play out. So a micro 5 up isn't the most bullish thing in the world, but it is a start, and it is what you would expect to see off of a low. On top of that, there was good volume on the day on a pretty decent candle for the bulls. So it is possible they're trying to make this move up. However, they did stop right at the 382. And on the SPX, we don't have positive divergence on the MACD on the 1-hour chart, which is what we look for. So I am a little skeptical of this particular rally. However, given all the things I just said, it is possible that this low is in. If the low is in, if this is the bottom of this pullback, okay, at that point, we have our wave 1 up, our 5-wave move up. They pulled right back into support and tried to buy up a little bit again here. And as long as they hold support over this 39.11 area, okay, as long as they hold support, we would expect another move higher in a wave 1 of 3, and then a pullback, which we may have gotten right here, but we'll see. A wave 1 of 3, a 2 of 3, and then a breakout in wave 3 of 3 higher, okay, over the 39.60 area to give us a strong indication that we're starting that move up toward the 4,300 area that I've been talking about since October. So that is what we look for from a primary count perspective, is that this is the low based on the bullish information I gave you earlier. But it's not a very confident low. I don't want you to think that I'm saying the low is in. I'm saying there is some evidence that this could be the pullback low and we're starting to move higher. However, if it's not the low, what we would expect at this time, okay, is that this was 3 of 3 down. So you got 1, 2, 3 of 3 concluded, or wave 3 concluded, excuse me, wave 3 concluded. You got wave 4 higher. Okay, and then we'd make wave 5 down on positive divergence on the MACD. As you can see, it's got strong positive divergence here. As it comes down, it should hold that divergence. We would make much better positive divergence, allow the SPX to catch up on that and get positive divergence on the SPX, and then we'd see the start of the move higher. So a couple different options. They can break down and make another low into our wave 2 support box, or they can move directly off of the low they've already made. So it's just going to depend on if they can hold this low. If they can really hold 39.11 and break back out over this high at 39.40, that would be a strong indication. And then over 39.60 would be a very strong indication that we're on our way in wave 3 higher. So that's our primary count for the bullish scenario and our little alternate of that bullish scenario. For the bearish scenario, what we would expect here, guys, is we would expect this to be 1 of C down. Okay, remember we counted this top as a B wave up. Then you got 1 of C down. Then you'd expect a move up, okay, a 3-wave move up. That would be wave 2 of C. All right, and then we would come back down and break this low and ultimately break through our support box on our way to 3,600 and that C wave down we've been talking about. okay, where our C wave extends just a little farther than we expected, and we get down to 3,600 before seeing that bounce towards 4,300. So those are the paths that we're tracking on the S&P. The bullish count takes us off of this low or slightly lower than that and directly higher, and the bearish count takes us to 3,600 and then higher from there. Over on the NASDAQ, okay, we do have another reason that I could see another low, and it's on the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ, if you zoom in here, does have a micro 5-wave count up as well. However, it is well above its support. The NASDAQ support was down around the 11,000 to 11,100 area, and it's well above that. Doesn't mean it has to come down to that area, but it has plenty of room to come down. So we could definitely see another low. That's one of the reasons. That would be one of the reasons I don't think the bottom is in on the pullback just yet, and we could see another low before the bounce. But on the NASDAQ, we have our 5-wave count up for wave 1, and we were expecting this wave 2 pullback as we've gotten. And so far, it's held about the 11,300 region. Again, positive divergence on the NASDAQ MACD, as well as a good bounce and a micro 5-wave count up. Okay, that helps us identify reversals. So as long as they can hold on the NASDAQ, hold support and move higher and take out this high here, and ultimately move over about the 11,500 area, it gives us a strong indication we're on that move higher in the NASDAQ as well, toward that 13,000 plus area that we've been talking about on the NASDAQ since last October. So pretty similar counts there. On the bullish side of things, we're looking for either a direct move now from where we're at, or maybe one more low and then a move higher. However, if we get kind of an A, B, C pattern up, that could be one of the move down, and then we would start to see a move down toward 10,000 on the NASDAQ to make a new low. So those are the counts we're tracking on the NASDAQ. They're very similar to the ES. The only difference is we're looking for the NASDAQ to actually make a new lower low, whereas ES should hold its low. Guys, if you like the information that I put out in these videos and you want to become part of this trading team where we're actually teaching people how to trade, how to understand the market, and how to make money and changing people's lives, you need to check out investwithjacob.com. There's a link down in the description. Go ahead and click that link and it will take you right over to the website. Once you're there, check out our membership plans area. We have 2 incredible plans and they both come with a 7-day free trial, because I want you to get in there and become part of this team and make sure you love it before you ever spend a penny. You can cancel at any time. We just started an education program where I put out training videos. Here's our Elliott Wave for Beginners stuff. We teach you what we're doing so that you can do it yourself and you can profit from the market on your own. In our first room, the Invest with Jacob room, you get all of my real-time market updates, all of my buy and sell alerts, all of your Elliott Wave questions answered, my midday video where I go over exactly where we are in the counts, as well as our training series. We trade the SPY and the QQQ, and we swing trade, which means our trades last anywhere from a few days to a few months, so we don't trade quite as often as a day trading room does. However, if you are looking for day trading as well as individual stocks, you need to check out PT's Throne Room. In there, you get everything you get in the Invest with Jacob room, as well as individual stocks, day trading, and PT's reduced risk binary method that absolutely crushes the market. He gets you in at a cheap price and gets you big multiples on your money, and it's how he structures the trade that's so unique. It's something you really have to see to understand, and that's another reason we give you that 7-day free trial. We also started a challenge account where we put $4,000 into an account, trading mini ES futures, averaging 3 to 4% gains per week, showing you how to build a small account into a large retirement or savings account. Guys, we would love to have you in these rooms so we can all make some money together. Key takeaways for today. We're looking to see if the ES can hold support at 39.11 before pushing higher and taking out this 39.40 high. If that's the case, it's a pretty strong indication we're on our way up. However, if not, we could make one more low on positive divergence on the 1-hour MACD, which would be a strong indication that we can see a reversal at that time. However, if they cannot hold support and we get about a move up in 3 waves that is corrective, we would look for an impulsive move down through support towards 3,600, okay, for a lower C wave at that time. Over on the NASDAQ, very similar counts. We got our wave 1 up, looking for wave 2 to hold support here above the 11,312 area and take off. However, they can make one more low down into the actual support area in 11,100 and 11,000. If they do that, then we would look for a move higher from there in the bounce. However, if they bounce up here and can't hold support and come down and break through the 11,000 area, we would look for the NASDAQ to hit the 10,000 area and make a lower low. Guys, it's the weekend. Grab yourself a drink, spend some time with your family, get out of the house, get off the computer, and have a great time. I will talk to you next week.